that you found a product you think is potentially good, there's a couple things we need to make sure everything's all set and good to go. There's a few things you want to look out for, one of which being the item is not seasonal. Now, we will do a little bit more later in this video about seasonal items and how to tell, but first, we're going to use the product tracker to make sure the sales are correct on Jungle Scout and just to verify that the item is still selling well. Now, the reason we need to do this, Jungle Scout numbers are correct. They're very accurate. However, people can do a giveaway, spike their sales, and if they're relatively new, Jungle Scout estimates off 30 days. If I sold for 1 day and I gave away 10 units, it's going to show I'm selling 300 a month when I've only sold 10 in 1 day because it averages it out. So that can skew the results. That is why we need to add products to the product tracker on Jungle Scout. So how do we do that? Let's use our same example of the salad cutter bowl. So I like to track usually the top 5 products that aren't sponsored, so make sure they're not sponsored as you see here. So what do? We click on it, we go down, and we get their ASIN, which is just this number. It always starts with a B. Just copy and paste it. That's just how Amazon tracks that product. So we go in, and we're under Product Tracker on Jungle Scout. We add our product to Tracker. And if we click on it, it'll show you the fees, the net, number of sellers on this listing, its reviews, and its sales the last couple days. So you can see they sold 76 this day, 78 this day, 79 this day. So it's pretty consistent. Sold a ton this day, and so on. And you can see. So if they did do the giveaway trick where it spikes their sales, you'll see a ton 1 day, and it'll drop and be down here. So that's kind of how you tell. So I will take, like I said, the top 5 listings normally that aren't sponsored. So we'll get this guy's ASIN as well. So it's just down at the bottom here. Now, pictures in listings you can only do if you're a vendor to Amazon. Same with videos in there. So don't worry, you can't do that. It's invite only. So we won't even worry about that. But same thing, we're going to add another one to the product tracker. And let's click and see how this one is selling. So looks like they have not been selling because they've been out of inventory. So you can see units sold 000. Inventories. Okay, this one looks a little messed up to me. Let's see what 7 days looks like. Why is this so weird? Okay, this one looks a little messed up to me. Let's check another one. I don't know what's up with that listing. So same thing. Gonna grab the ASIN here. Add it to the tracker. And this one you can see, okay, this one's a little bit all over the place. So it looks like, all right, what did they sell? They sold 18 that day, 22, 28, 23, 23, 20, 22. So pretty consistent as you can see. And I might do this for a couple more. But that's the easiest way to use the product tracker to make sure the numbers are accurate on Jungle Scout because they can look skewed if it's an estimation, like I said, if they did a product giveaway. So that's going to be all for the product tracker and how to use it. Another thing let's go over is how to make sure a product is not seasonal. So all you do, we're going to take the ASIN of this one again, down here. Now, let me move my head. Okay. So we're going to go to a website called Camel. Don't ask me why it's called that. I don't know. But it will show if a product is seasonal. So all I do is search the ASIN or even the title of a product. It'll bring that product up, and you can see their price history. So maybe if their sales spiked, they dropped their price a ton. So this guy plays with his price a lot. Now we go sales rank because that kind of determines sales. What we want to see is it pretty consistent. So the lower, the closer to 0, the more sales they're getting, because lower sales rank, the better. The higher down here, the less they're getting. But they stay relatively low. This isn't a lot of variation because from here to here isn't a ton. So this is what we want to see. So they started selling in March, and it is now July. So they haven't even been selling for a full year, so we can't really tell if it's seasonal as far as this one. But you can see it's pretty consistent for the range they're in. So maybe I take another one. Let's see if I can find someone who's been selling longer. Maybe this guy's been selling for a while. You can see when they started selling as well. right here. So they started selling March 8th, 2017. So let's see if we can find one who's been selling a little bit longer. March 4th. So it looks like a lot of people started selling these in March. So maybe that's when it started to get popular. So we might not be able to tell if it's a very seasonal item. Yeah, March again. But camel, camel, camel. Let me show you an example of something that's seasonal. Here, we can actually search it on Camel Camel. So we'll go solar eclipse glasses. Actually, let's go pool float. Pool donut. Anything pool related, float related. All right, so we just click on this listing and we're gonna go sales rank. So hopefully they've been selling for over a year so we can see this. June, yes, they have. So June, October. So we can see all the way down here they sell. Okay, this one's not too seasonal actually. Let's find a different one. That's not a good example because that is the one biggest brand for that. So let's go down. Who sells this? So this is a big drop. You can see April to June, they sell well. And then in mid-July, it kind of drops off all the way. January all the way here. And then in March, it starts to pick back up, does well, and then drops off at June. They probably ran out of inventory here, but this is a seasonal chart right here. High here. High would have been here if they didn't run out of inventory. Lows in the winter months for these 6 months. So that's how you can tell if a product is seasonal. Now, let's go over some things you got to look out for when making a listing and just things you should know in general. Now, if you have your product at a certain price and you drop it below $9.99, a lot of times it'll be considered an add-on item. So what does that mean? That means people can only purchase that item if they have something else in their cart that makes the total order over $25. So if you drop your price too low, you won't be getting any sales because it'll be considered an add-on item. Now, you can check this on your listing. It will say add-on item. Let's see if I can show you any of these. Most of these won't be. So see how it says add-on item here? Okay, maybe it's $6.99 now. It looks like it's $6.99 or lower. It's an add-on item. I can't order this unless I order something else. So let's say I add this to my cart. It does not let me check out unless I put something else in my cart with it because it's an add-on item and it's too cheap because Amazon won't make any money shipping it out if it's that low of a price and they're getting that little money. So make sure you are never below $6.99 on a price or $6.99. You got to be above $7. Plus, you never want to sell it that anyway. So you don't want to be an add-on item. Now, something else to keep in mind is that if you want your items to be scrollable like this, which means it zooms in, when I kind of hover over it, there's dimensions. You need to have very large pictures. I believe it's 2000 by 2000 that you need to have a high quality picture so it does zoom. Otherwise, if I go over it, I can't zoom on your listing. So let me show you an example. There's probably some low quality ones here. So these look homemade. I don't think I'll be able to scroll these. Oh, no, still can. So if you want your pictures to be able to do that, they need to be very high quality. Kind of wrap up of this video. Product tracker, make sure you use it. Sometimes Jungle Scout, not that it's not accurate, but the data can be skewed. If it's estimated, make sure to check if your product's seasonal. Always look at camel, camel, camel. Even some things you might not think could be seasonal. It's not worth not checking. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.